vessels. So, that's something that we have taken into consideration, and we don't expect any risk. But even whatever issues arise, we are well prepared for that.
I mean, gas has no natural smell. You have to add smell to be odorized. First of all, the system is a closed system, right? So our design and a lot of energy, effort, money, and engineering went into making sure gas doesn't go anywhere, because there's no aspiration. There's nothing that is actually designed to aspirate the gas. It's regas, and it goes from the fluid to the gas. But the gas itself actually has no odor. You reodorize it to notify yourself of leaks. And so one of the things, in fact, we talked to, I guess your boss or your boss's boss, Lorenzo Simonelli is the guy at GE that runs all of their oil and gas business, about having GE use the short pipeline that we have here as a pilot program to use a smart form of technology to detect leaks, would then cause you not to have to odorize it. But the first and foremost issue is it is not designed to be leaked. So if you could smell it, that would be a bad thing, and not what it's designed to do, certainly. But the real goal would be not to odorize it at all, and just make sure we can protect it through other technology.
Well, I don't know about everybody, but I learned something. Gas has no natural smell. You have to add something, so that's good news. But I just want to emphasize over and over again that that was our utmost concern in Bogue, to make sure we're protecting our tourism business. If everyone could, for those of you who haven't been introduced, when you take a mic, just say who you are so everyone will know. And I have Garnet Ripper here asking for my mic.
Well, I'm Garnet Rope, I'm supposed to say that. And in this question, I'm chairman of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company. There is a smaller bus company in Montego Bay, which is a subsidiary, Metro. But the real issue is, how would we ever get the gas? Is there any thought of financing infrastructure to give access, whether to domestic or commercial users, beyond the JPS score? Is there any thought to that? Or how would it be financed even? It's a massive capital investment. Before you answer, Ben, I just want to say that if the numbers you used just now are anything to go by, I paid $33 million per week in fuel. So if the base cost came down to that level, it would make a lot of difference to the bus company.
I just want to say that the government is committed to the introduction of gas as a serious source of energy in Jamaica, and it's not just for Bogue, as I said earlier. So we are in the middle of a request for proposal and the evaluation of those proposals for further gas, for the building of a gas terminal, much larger facility. Now the 190 megawatt gas plant that we have spoken about, and you've heard that government had approved at the same time we talked about the Bogue conversion, is going to be on gas, and that's on the south coast. And what we're really looking at is to ensure that that terminal has the capability to supply gas throughout the country. It also would have the capability, we've been talking about the re-exporting of gas and service in other areas. We think that that will come to a large extent from that terminal. This terminal is the icebreaker which actually brings gas in to a large extent, primarily for the Bogue plant. And I think I did mention when I spoke to say to you that we are in the final stages of selecting someone to build the terminal and to be the major gas supplier to the country. So that's on track.
You know, in the U.S., most of the major cities now run on natural gas with their bus systems. So Los Angeles, Dallas, Atlanta, very large cities run with natural gas in their buses. They do so because the beautiful thing about buses is they come back to the same place every night. And that return to base user then makes the refueling options for them a lot simpler. And so the actual logistics of doing so, if you had buses that could run on natural gas, either ones you had purchased new or conversions, then you would just need to simply figure out a logistical hub for one place to do it. You'd take ISO containers like that, take them to that site, and you could have a regas and actually be able to do it relatively easily. And I think that would be the first thing we'd want to do. We met with a group from the Dominican Republic recently. They told us that there's been 500,000 cars that have been converted to natural gas. Right, so that requires a lot more infrastructure, a lot more infrastructure both at the car level, but then also as a fueling stop, but this is the kind of thing that could happen. And you can see there's a number of parts in the world where compressed gas cars are actually the primary form of transportation. The Dominican Republic is like that, Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, their whole taxi fleets are, et cetera. So I think there's a very good chance we can do it for the bus systems here.
Great. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Wes. Anyone else have a comment, question you'd like to add? I do want you to know we didn't have a head table set up.
Have a lot of hotels, and we have some of them that they have to generate their own electricity. We have some that generate their own electricity.
Well, they don't have to. They choose to.
Well, in the times when the infrastructure was not in their area, then they had to. As far as it goes, we know they run restaurants and things of that nature which utilize a lot of gas as it is. The first time I was introduced to the program with the decompression plant and things of that nature, it was said that, you know, they could bring it to the stage that it could be trucked to entities of that nature. I'm wondering if we will get to that stage. And well, for the residents of Montego Bay, I'm looking at making things more efficient, that even the hotels can pay a little higher because they're saving on certain other things, that we can lift the entire standard of the people here in Montego Bay. So we really want to look at it across the board for US. I must say, Kelly, that we receive the call at the local planning authority for a no objection letter for the project to go through, and within a week we approved it.
You're here. Come on. Give them a clap, guys. May not sound like a lot, but a lot of the times getting something out takes a long time, and Mayor Harris, we really appreciate that. Any other comments or questions?
Mayor, I just need to know, will there be any with this conversion that we're making right now, will we experience any inconsistencies in terms of more frequent power outages?
No, it should be less. And Joseph, speak to that, because in addition to, and I think Joseph covered, but I want him to emphasize it, in addition, while we are converting the plant, we'll be doing a lot to make this plant more efficient, more reliable. It's already very reliable, but we're going to do a lot. Joseph, just emphasize some of that for me.
Thank you, Kelly. So gone are the days when we speak about more frequent power outages, right? We speak of the odd power outages, okay? But it will definitely not affect it negatively. In fact, it may be positive. Remember, I say that gas is cleaner, the plants will run longer, the corrosive effect of sulfur will be gone, so whatever issues there may be by operating on ADO, then that will be no more. So we're expecting to improve the maintenance cycle on these plants from every 2 years to, I believe, every 3 or 4 years we're looking at. So we're almost doubling the amount of hours that we can get between maintenance cycles. And in addition to that, we'll also have the diesel fuel as backup here. Just in the event there may be a storm event, a weather event that will impact the supply. So definitely we have no intention of having this project affecting your reliability of supply.
I just want to point out my team is working very hard, both my VP of Generation and my VP of Energy Delivery. I don't know where you are, but Joseph is very, very modest. The truth is today we are burning less fuel than ever. We're having less outages than ever and less force outage, greater availability. These old plants, and I always say, things over 50 can still run. Amen? And our plants are still running. They need to be replaced, but they're still running. And Joseph and his team are doing an unbelievable job with what they have to work with. So let's never let that go unsaid. Okay, Senator. Minister.
As a member of Parliament for this area, I want to say thank you so much to the team that has come from JPS and to Wes and to the Minister of Energy and to, of course, ESET and all of you here. I want to say how happy I am today. This is a great day that Jamaica has started on this course of LNG. I know we've worked on it for a long time, and I'm happy to say that the first movement of this is right here at the Bogue plant in Montego Bay in West Central St. James. So this is just wonderful for me today. And I just say God has blessed us, and I want us to understand that God is blessing Jamaica. I don't want us to figure it any other way. But this is God himself who has come and helped Jamaica through this energy. And he is energy, he's light, and he's love. So I just want to say congratulations, thank you so much. My question, however, also is in regard to waste to energy. Is this something that we can also work along with this plant? And I want to know how that can happen.
Actually, the OUR has an RFP now out for 37 megawatts right now. We continue to pursue waste energy. Remember that we go over the affordability, the sustainability, and the security, and waste energy serves a couple of different goals. And what I think the call to action for all of us is making sure we're pricing externalities. Today, maybe I'm not standing in the right place, but today, we don't do that. We just look at the cost of energy, 12 cents a kilowatt hour, 13 cents a kilowatt hour. But if we have a plant that's taking care of Riverton or doing something else, we need to be able to quantify that. I know the OUR is passionate about us pursuing it. We've been requested to. I would say that there's not a week goes by, and I'm looking at my team, that don't meet with somebody that has a project to do something with renewables, waste to energy. But to this point, we haven't had a price that even gets us close to where we are today. We're going to continue to work on that, but I think the call to action is making sure that we price in the benefits in addition to the costs, and I don't think we're doing that today, Minister, so thank you. Anybody else? I'll just end. We are going to have a few of us that are going to just take a walk around the, there's not much to see. Back, when we come back in April for commissioning, we'll have a larger group and more to see, but today really is about getting answers to our questions. And again, I said, you're sitting at round tables. I have a senior person at most of the tables, really for conversation, you know, because hierarchy's bad. It denies the truth. It does all kinds of bad things. So we're trying to start the process of breaking down hierarchy starting today. So please, as we or some of us leave the room, do continue the conversation. Although we love it, right? There we go. She will take the microphone.
is that before it to the gas, but we have been told that this is a best practice. Some plants don't have it, but we have been told that this is a best practice because if there's any possibility of anything falling out of the pipeline going into the turbine, it would have a significant issue.
The blades
So
would
we
go.
decided to put in the investment just to guard against that small possibility. We can move back to the main tent area.